What's a bone-chilling fact that you wished you never knew? Penguins are necrophiliacs. Once a penguin dies, it's passed around like a bong. Penguins are also raped by sea lions, sometimes causing death. Bro. Sea otters are worse. There's a case of a necrophiliac, pedophilic, bestial alec otter doing it with a baby seal. You have the same chance of dying in an earthquake as being shot by a toddler in California. Haha, toddler gun, go brr. So anyway, I started VRRRing. Either earthquakes aren't that dangerous frequent, or there's a ton of toddlers running around strapped. You're not actually afraid of the dark. You're afraid of the possibility of not being alone in the dark. When being afraid of heights, it's not that you're afraid you might suddenly fall over the edge. You're afraid that you might suddenly decide to jump. No, it's definitely the concept of the sudden stop. I had a friend in jail recently, and he found out that one of the two pedophiles in there with him had been arrested because he had to call an ambulance after getting stuck in a 7-year-old girl. Fuck that. Alright, that's enough of Reddit for me today. I'm gonna vomit. I already replied, but then I remembered another one. That in Africa, hundreds of men go to prison every year for raping newborn babies because there is an urban legend that having sex with a pure human being can cure an STD. Going to go throw up now. Female ducks regularly get gang raped by male ducks, and duck penises are spiraled. But certain ducks can expel the raping male's sperm at will. Look it up. Cuck ducks. At any given time there are about 100 serial killers operating in the United States. And nobody knows who they are, nor have they identified the pattern of bodies that would allow them to start investigating what they did to Junko Furuta. It's disgusting what humans can do. Wow, I just read the Wikipedia page and I'm fuming right now. That's about the most fucked up thing I've ever read. I wish I could get those filthy boys in a room alone. Also, the murders of Chan and Christian and Christopher Nuzo Mazur makes me sick to my stomach. This case has stuck with me for years and bothers me so much, thinking about what they went through. Cases like these make me question my stance on the death penalty. Death penalty just gives them a cheap and humane way out. Reading about these cases just wrenches my heart. Those who commit such horrors should not be spared from lengthy suffering. The death should not be punishment but the way out. Pain should be their punishment. In the grand scheme of things, the universe has basically just begun and will spend most of its life as a cold, dead, empty void. That's actually somewhat reassuring. The fact that your anus can expand up to 8 inches, so hypothetically a raccoon can crawl up your butthole. Not hypothetical for me. Sounds like you've had exciting life experiences. So has the raccoon. Alexa, what's the diameter of an Amazon Alexa? Funniest thing I've read all day. More US states have laws about fucking your sister than have laws about fucking a corpse. There isn't a single state in the US that don't have laws that cover fucking a corpse. It's just that they widely cover treating a body inappropriately rather than specifically covering fucking or eating the mazur. This belief is actually so pervasive it's become an urban myth. It's like saying it's legal to kill someone if you beat them to death with a stick of salami, because there are no laws against it. But killing someone with a stick of salami is covered by more general laws against murder, even if there is no specific law that mentions the salami. What about your sister's corpse? I'm sure that is a gray area in the law. Lol. John Wayne Gacy avidly admitted to murdering people and had 27 dead bodies in the crawl space of his house. He had 26 in his house and killed a total 33. You shit yourself when you die. IDK about you guys, but that bothers the hell out of me. Am I the only one who doesn't really care what happens after I'm dead? Like, you can't be embarrassed about something when you're dead, lol. But I agree that it is weird to think about. It's somebody else's problem now, although I do feel bad for the poor person that has to clean that shit up. Oh man, me and my friends always joke about it because of South Park. Someone dies in a video game, Hoo hoo ha shits himself. Hoo 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 ha. There is no way to prove we aren't living in a simulation. And so does the opposite. There is no way to prove a simulation is living in us. The real simulation was the friends we made along the way. There's also no way to disprove that the entire universe was created last Thursday but with physical appearance of being billions of years old. As national ice cream sales go up, the rate of murder goes up. If you need help figuring out why, let me know. All of my teachers use this as an example that correlation is not causation. Just like the more churches in a city, the more crime there is. The fact that the extended torture, rape, and murder of Junko Furuta happened and how brutal it was. I really wish I could delete that from my brain. If you don't know about this crime, don't go looking it up. It's fucked. One of the worst parts about the whole thing is how light of a sentence they got. One of them continued to do god-awful stuff, although not nearly as horrible as that case, and was let off lightly then too. I remember reading her wiki and hoping to see the line that she would die. But then it kept going and it kept getting worse, and I honestly cried after reading it. I don't understand how all the people who knew about her kidnapping and torture could have the so little empathy to her. It's like she wasn't even a human to their eyes. Truly disgusting. Tapeworms can go into your brain. Not only can they go into your brain, they can then make an egg sac in there that takes up the space that should be for your brain. God damn it, what the fuck, man. The words bone saw. I gotcha for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Bone saws read why that a giant moth is in my hallway. Sorry, I thought I was welcome here. We have only explored 5% of our oceans, meaning that we know more about the surface of the moon than we do of our oceans. A human head remains conscious for around 20 seconds after being decapitated. Well fuck. Is there any way to actually confirm this? I hear stories in different numbers but don't know how to even tell. I very much doubt it. Have you ever put someone in a sleeper hold? Or been put in one yourself? Once the person performing the hold has the other person in the right spot, you can knock them out in just a few seconds. Certainly under 5. You're just cutting off the blood flow to the brain for a sec. I find it very hard to believe that a sleeper hold can work in 5 seconds. But cutting the head completely needs 4 times as long. Exactly. Things like blinking can be the dying brain sending out random signals or something. This also reminded me about that guy who was supposed to get a full body transplant. What happened to him? I don't think he made it. If you lick a bone, your tongue sticks. The wife has disproven this. This is how my archaeology professor taught us to differentiate stone flakes, pottery sherds, and bone fragments apart in the field when in doubt. Bone sticks to your tongue. We all used this identification method multiple times on that dig. Are you serious? Because I have heard of stories like this and I wasn't sure if this was true. Archaeologists licking bones, I mean. Yep. Though for the record these were clearly animal bone fragments based on the context. Not human. If we thought we were working with human remains, not only would we not use this method, we'd suspend the entire dig as the red tape came out, because finding human remains is serious business. It's not like we're going around licking human skeletons. Literally anything about Hisashi Ushi. ETA. Realizing I need to satisfy the curious. In the 90s there was a near-nuclear disaster at a Japanese plant. Something sprung a leak, and Ushi was the employee who had to go in and repair the damage before the situation got completely out of hand. He got such close nuclear exposure that his chromosomes melted, and needless to say, his whole body more or less fell apart. They kept him alive for 80-something days after the incident anyway to study the effects of close radiation on the human body. I'm not going to look it up again to fact-check myself. So pardon any holes in the account. Went and read about it. Poor guy. I can't believe DNA can be basically instantaneously so damaged that it cannot form normal chromosomes. I'm shocked. And just being kept alive for 83 days like that. Pigs are almost always bigger and meaner than you think. When he hunted, my grandfather would carry a pistol just for that reason. Too bad Robert the Rathian didn't think about that. The last time a person was put to death by guillotine was in 1977. Everyone was disco dancing. The French were decapitating people, whereas the electric chair is so much more civilized. Of the two, I know which I'd prefer. That butterflies, as beautiful as they are, have been known to drink human blood. Meh, blood is a liquid that contains sugar. So it makes perfect sense that a butterfly or any other insect that feeds on nectar would use it as a food source if it were available. It doesn't mean butterflies have the means to feed on blood that's inside your body. They're Goliath bird-eating spiders. To be fair, spiders are my main phobia. 5,000 to 10,000 live in captivity in the U.S. Fewer than 4,000 tigers remain in the wild. Carol Baskin wants to know your location. That bitch. When a human body is cremated, breast implants melt down and leave a gelatinous goo on the bottom of the machine. As it turns out, the Cremation Association of North America is totally fine with scraping the goo up at the end of the process. Many companies will release a product knowing full well its nasty side effects and/or dangers, but simply gamble that no one will notice the connection between them and their product. In the pharmaceutical industry, there are even special trusts set aside in case a lawsuit comes forth. One of the most notorious recent, or semi-recent, examples is thalidomide. They were rejected 7 times by the FDA. And even after it became well known in Europe what kinds of things this drug could really do, they still tried to push it in American markets. Ooh, thalidomide babies. Even after it was proved that it was the medicine that caused the defects. The company that made the medicine refused to speak about it or even offer any compensation to those affected, or affected. IDK. I think it was some decades after the fact that the company apologized for how long it took for them to acknowledge what happened. They didn't apologize for what happened, only that it took so long for them to say something about it. They then offered a monthly compensation, but only to those who lived in Germany, and still refused to speak any more of it. If a meteor hit the Earth, there is no way of stopping it. So you're just gonna stand there and not even try. Fuck you, guy. I'ma take it like the B I am. Damn right. I'm gonna load up the shotgun and try to blast that sumbitch out of the sky. We still have John McClane, Ben Affleck and that guy from Bad Santa to take care of it. My dad didn't leave to go get cigarettes. That every time we go out, among others, there are likely a few psychopaths and a few killers present. You have absolutely no way of being completely 100% sure you aren't dead, or that anything is real. The universe could be 10 minutes old and all your memories were implanted in your brain 10 minutes ago. Thanks for that mind_CK. The amount of people who have sucked someone else's cornea with a straw is larger than 0. In ancient India, there was a doctor that invented a treatment for some eye problem. The cornea was opaque, not letting light enter the eye, making the patient's vision dark in the eye. The solution was poking the eye with a straw and having an assistant suck out the cornea. Remember that this was done without morphine or other things, and the patient felt the straw stab the eye. After the procedure, patient reported blurry vision in the eye that suffered the procedure, but I guess blurry vision is better than no vision. Salmonella has taught me well. There's this human disease that's similar to mad cow disease called Creutzfeldt-Jakob disease. It can be genetic, random, or eating meat that could be infected by mad cow disease. Good news? The onset is typically after you're 60, so you at least live a bit beforehand. Bad news? You don't know you have it until your brain starts to deteriorate and pretty much turns to sponge. You'll be dead within a year of diagnosis. Why do I wish I never knew about it? My great-uncle died from it. They don't know which type he had because it was a long time ago before they even thought about taking precautions to see if it could be genetic. However, it is autosomal dominant, so if no one in the family ends up getting it too, we're good. Fucking prions, dude. Prions scare the hell out of me. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.